when Mark called me, he says, the judge asked me, were you forced into pleading nolo contendere? And Mark said, no.
Hang on a second. I got to deliver this. I'll be right back.
All right, yeah, I'll keep talking. So and Mark just said on the phone, he said to the judge, no. And then the judge asked him, like probably asked him, like, do you understand your rights, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, yes. So I said, he obviously was afraid to say anything to the judge other than yes and no, exactly what the judge wanted to hear. So I said to him, I said, what I would do, I said, I'd do something simple. When the judge says, did anybody force you to plead nolo? I'd say, no, nobody would threaten to keep me in this prison cell until October the 9th. No, nobody would communicate threats. No, nobody he would possibly commit extortion by saying that my body will not be released until I do or don't do a certain act. No, nobody would force me to perform and not give me fair and just compensation. No, Judge, I can't believe you would even ask such a question. Did anybody force me? Did anybody make me? Did anybody cut me a deal? Did anybody commit extortion or communicate a threat? Judge, you've probably been in this courtroom. This must be your first day in this courtroom because nobody in the state prosecutor's office would ever do such a dastardly deed. I think you owe the state prosecutor an apology that you'd even ask such a question in this court, that I'd even know what the hell the word nolo contendere means unless somebody told me what it meant. But no, of course I plead nolo contendere because I can't even freaking spell it, but of course I know what it means. Of course I agree to it. Of course. Where's the paper? Where do I sign?
Yeah, you also told me that the judge could have turned around and said, okay, I'm giving you 5 years in jail because I didn't do that. No, because I said to you, the judge, when you cut a deal with the state prosecutor said, look, if you plead nolo contendere, you go home today. Well, guess what? When you get before the judge and you say, okay, I plead nolo contendere, the state could say, the judge could say, well, unfortunately for you, there's a state mandatory prison sentence here in the state of Georgia. And a mandatory sentence, and I have no control and ability over it, neither does the state prosecutor. Nobody does, because it's a mandatory sentencing. Everybody knows the Drug Act of the United States has mandatory sentencing guidelines, just like what the IRS does. John Falk can guarantee tell you that. There's no doubt about it. The mandated sentencing that he's looking at, even for his first freaking offense. So the state prosecutor could just bullshit and lie to you and say, just plead to this, and you go home. The same thing cops do to all these kids. If you watch TV shows like the TV show Cops over here, they say to the black kids, hey, man, just show us what's in your pocket and we'll let you go home. Really? Really, Mr. Officer? You let me go home? Yeah, really. Just pull out whatever you got in your pocket. We'll let you go hell home. And as soon as they pull it out, the cop says, you're so fucking stupid. You're going to jail. Put your hands behind your back. Well, the kid goes, wait, did you promise? I didn't promise you shit. And the same thing with that state prosecutor. He could have promised you the moon, the stars, and everything else. He said, just plead guilty. Just plead guilty. Just plead nolo. Just agree that, they're not going to test me. Just plead out. And then the next thing you know, when you get before the court, it's like, yeah, well, you do know, Mr. Hollingsworth, there is a state minimum mandated sentencing policy in effect in Georgia, and yeah, you had 1 seat of marijuana, and it's a 5-year automatic prison sentence. Next case, see you in 5 years. Then what do you do? Yeah, you just reminded me of something. They're putting now, in some states, the cops are getting cameras on them. I wonder if we could make that happen to the prosecutors and the judges. They wear cameras.
Because what I'm saying is,
I know
the way I wanted the court would go into court, say, of course nobody would threaten me. Of course, Judge, nobody would ever cut a deal with me. Oh, that's ridiculous. Nobody would ever promise me that I'll go home today if I plead nolo contendere. Like I even know what that means. But if you're saying I'm going to go home if I say nolo contendere, guess what? I'll say it as many times as you want. Just don't ask me to spell it, and just don't ask me to explain to you what it means, because I don't have an effing clue. But yeah, will I say that I'm nolo contendere? I'll say I'm Peter Pan. I'll say whatever the hell you want me to say. I want to go home. But like I said, to say the judge, but I'd like the court to notice that no man has come forth before this court and has made a claim that I've done wrong, caused any injury, caused any damage, caused any harm. Nobody has accrued any loss, and this is a common law land, and where man is the creator of the government. Man is the creator of this court. Man is the creator of the position that you maintain in this court, Judge. And I am a man, and I'm just giving the court notice that there is a man before this court, and do as you wish. And that's
everybody on the call.
And that's all I was saying.
Everybody on the call, repeat that 500 times.
That's all I'd say. That's all I'd say. But I'd say, of course nobody threatened me. Judge, you owe the state prosecutor an apology. I don't want to hear your apology. Prosecutor, did you hear what he just said? Did you threaten me? Did you threaten me to keep me in a cage? Would you threaten to keep me here talk to him? You wouldn't threaten me, would you? Tell this judge he owes you an apology and to the good people of the state of Georgia. This is an outrage. Why don't you do that?